Alright, well, I have made a little bit of progress, not a lot, but thought I'd talk about it. This piece, I still have the windows taped off, and this is basically at the point where it needs to be primed. Again, these pieces, I've sanded all the putty down, gone in, sanded them, and it took me a while, which is why I was dreading it, because you have to go in between each individual one and sand. And I had to basically take the file and kind of curve and shape and pull in all of these lines, which was sort of difficult. Now this putty stuff works pretty good. It's almost like a clay. You can shape it real easy. It's easy to remove, but it still takes a lot of time. But I got these back to a point where I think they're going to take primer, and a lot of the areas that I'm seeing filled in. Now, I think the glue took care of a lot of it, but you can see, like in some areas, I had some high spots, and that filled in nicely. The glue really filled in a lot of areas, but a lot of the high spots basically just got filled in with putty. And once I get primer on it, I'll be able to see a bit more about where I need improvement and whatnot, because once you prime again, it really gives you another blank slate to work with. So you prime and then see where you might need to touch up from there, and then maybe have to do a little bit more sanding, repair, and then put a little bit more primer on. So at this point I need to cover the windows for the next priming that I'm, layer that I'm going to put down. But right now I had to kind of wait and hold up because I had a pinhole here that I had to fill. So I had to put some putty there, and this part here, it was damaged. It got damaged from the hot melt that I put inside, and it had a big divot in it. So it sanded up pretty good, but it still had a little bit of the divot in it, and I just put a little bit more putty on that. I just gotta wait for this to dry really good. I'll probably give it a while before I touch it too much with the sandpaper and let that dry. In the meantime, I could probably go over some of the finer details and get the windows set up on these two. And this one, once it's dry, it's probably actually almost dry, I can sand those. And I also have to cover these LEDs, which is going to be kind of tricky. I'm not looking forward to that. I actually wish I had some window masks, the clear stuff that you just put on, because that would work really well. And then you peel off later. It's like a gel almost, but I don't have any of that, so I'm gonna have to get creative with my taping techniques. I already hit it with the sandpaper a little bit. I wasn't too happy about that, but nevertheless, I have to get these pieces done first before I can move on to too much more, which is like the bottom half, this part and whatnot. I have a little diffused area that I cut out for in there, but once I get these pieces fit and the base, get the wires run and make it start to be kind of whole, I can work on the bottom and whatnot and get the wires run and that kind of thing. Maybe do some test lighting and stuff, but basically one step at a time. I'm just kind of stuck on this particular part, just because I was just dreading it. Just trying to sit down and do all the little sanding. I've heard, I think a couple of people even commented that they've heard that this is kind of the downfall of this kit, is the uneven fit of these pieces and in between all of these lines. So I'm not too worried about it. I've gotten pretty far. Just got to do the windows. That's kind of a tedious process as well, but it should go quick. And then sand that one up and more primer. So that's kind of where I'm at. Little update. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more interesting as it starts to get together. and we'll take a better look at what we got going on. So check back and we'll do another video.